Oh, yes, I will change that. Thank you. I wonder if they have like a talk show button. Talk shows and podcasts. Look at that. All right, there we go. Should be good. No. Oh my God. So, oh no, you don't. You rarely ever watch my stream, huh, Kern? So, did you see this? I don't know if I posted it on Facebook. Yeah, Pias Brace. I don't fucking know. Whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, so we got this entertainment center for free off of Craigslist a few months before the pandemic. And it's a really tall one, and it's got like a built-in electric fireplace in the middle of it. It's got a built-in sound bar right above that. It has a working fridge in it right next to that in a little cabinet. And then it's got a regular cabinet on the other side. Well, I decided to go ahead and move the fridge out of it and put it in my streaming studio, so I had a fridge down here. And when I moved it out, I found that $25 Egyptian money underneath the fucking fridge. $1.86. Right, let's go. Said I'm gonna move to Brazil. Right. Right. Yo, what's going on, Har? What's going on, everybody? Sorry about that. I had my mic muted. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Crosstalk. Here, me and Mr. Kern the Nerd, my co-host. Say hello, Kern. We'll be coming at you week to week on Sundays at 7 or 7:30. I'm thinking 7:30 might be a little bit of a better time, because I got to put my kids in bed around 7. So that's really a terrible time for me to start a podcast. Yes, sir, Quick Z, it's the first podcast. Hey, just real quick, do you guys have good audio? Can you hear me clearly, and can you hear Kern clearly? Your game is Modern Warfare? Oh, shit, it is. I changed that. It shouldn't have been. Thank you for that. There we go. That should be right now. Anyways, so you can't hear Kern? Oh shit. Okay, let's see. Let's figure out what's going on here. They cannot hear you. I am not sure why. Say something. Kern? Hello? Talk, Kern? I don't think they got you still. Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear Kern now? No. Can't hear Kern still. Oh my goodness. More difficulties. Yes. More difficulties. Test. No, his mic's not muted. I can hear him just fine. We're in a Discord call right now. So that way you guys get both of us on screen. But apparently I have not gotten audio for him yet, which you should be hearing.
Do you have a charger that will fit my phone down here?
I don't think so. Testing. Kern, testing. Nope, still nothing. I hear you just fine, yeah. Not in the stream, but I can hear you in the call. The fuck over. Alright, hold on, let's try this. Alright, try that. Oh my goodness, are we really gonna have... Why is this? This one. So sorry for this, guys. It's just retarded. Alright, try again, Kern. Nope, still nothing. I don't understand why this is not working.
Can you guys join? Or I guess you guys are on a Discord call.
What did you say, Kern? I'm sorry.
What did you say, Kern? I'm sorry.
I think it is a Discord thing. You have to go into stream and have audio from Discord. Do what? Sorry guys. I know this is stupid right now. I'm pretty sure we had this working just fine the last time that we did it. Oh, wait, there. Talk, Kern?
Hello.
Oh, I think we got it.
Well, did you hear me or not?
Yes, we got you.
Well, then I guess you got it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now
Congratulations.
that we have this working, I am Mr. Cross, which most of you already know. This is my co-host, Kern the Nerd. Kern the Nerd, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Kern the Nerd.
Like he said, he's Kern the Nerd. Anyways, we will be doing this once a week between 7 and 7:30 every Sunday and going over various topics. Whatever whatever topics are trending for that particular week. This week, we will be going over the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and then we will talk about all of the bullshit that's wrong with Modern Warfare right now, because those of you that are playing it, you know. And then if we got time, we'll slip into the trailer of Cold War. For any of you who haven't seen it yet, you'll be able to see it here and maybe get into a slight discussion about that. So we'll start off first by introducing ourselves and giving a little bit of our background. Those of you that don't know me, I am Mr. Cross. I have been streaming for a little over 8 months now. I started pretty hardcore streaming right before the pandemic. I play a huge variety of video games. Right now, it's mostly Call of Duty and Fortnite. Those of you that watch know this. I have known Kern the Nerd for, I'm not even really sure how long. I'm going to say probably going on 15 years now. Mind you, the guy and I have never met in person ever. But we've been gaming together for that entire time.
Put a restraining order on him.
Pretty much since Halo 3 days. Like, I'm not even kidding. We've played Halo 3 together. Definitely Black Ops 1 from the beginning.
Yeah.
And we play together fairly often on Call of Duty these days also. So, I am Mr. Cross. Kern, your turn.
Kern the Nerd. The last part of that, the nerd says it all. I like all types of nerdy stuff. Darth Vader on my shirt, standing in front of the people, Star Wars, Star Trek, Comic-Cons, all that kind of nerdy stuff. Also video games. As you can tell, I'm not exactly a freaking 15-year-old kid, so I've been gaming hardcore first-person shooters since Counter-Strike Beta, actually. So if you can Google Counter-Strike Beta and see when Counter-Strike video game first popped, you'll get an idea of how long I've been gaming. And like JP said, Mr. Cross, we've been gaming for quite a while, and he wanted to do this podcast, and I like to freaking talk a bunch of shit, so I thought it'd be perfect.
Yeah, it's absolutely great. And he's also done podcasts before with other people that were fairly successful, or pretty successful. And so we decided we were going to team up and talk a lot of shit about a lot of different topics. So we will just dive right into it. We are going to start with the Series X. For those of you that don't know, this year in November, I don't remember what the exact date is, but this year in November, the new Xbox Series X comes out, which is supposed to be the most powerful console ever. But let's be honest, every single production that has done any system, PlayStation, Nintendo, Dreamcast, have always said it's the most powerful system ever. Like, every single console ever has had that fucking title.
Sense for a console to come out with, like, our amazing new console that's almost as good as the one we came out with last time.
Right.
Xbox.
And yeah, both PS5 and Xbox is supposed to be mid-October when they're supposed to be dropping.
Oh, is it? The stuff I had looked at earlier said November.
I mean,
for the
not
PlayStation.
October.
I mean, for the Xbox.
November. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was
okay.
looking at the word October. Mid-November.
gotcha.
Sorry. They're both supposed to be dropping mid-November.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like right around my birthday, actually.
Don't listen to what I'm saying. Just know what I mean.
So, for the GPU in it, this thing is supposed to rival the 2070 Super. And those of you that don't know what that is. That is one of the most powerful graphics cards on the market. The next one up from that is the 2080 Ti. And now, GTX has announced their 3080 series, which is supposed to be fucking like 8K capable. It's ridiculous. But we won't get into all that shit right now. It's got an AMD Zen 2 CPU in it, which is, for a console, is fucking great. The specs on this thing, for those of you that don't know, the graphics alone in it. So the CPU, it has 8 cores at 3.8 gigahertz. The GPU is 12 teraflops and a 1.8 2 gigahertz custom RDNA 2 CPU or GPU. It's fucking amazing. Let's see what the memory has. It's got 16 gigs of GDR6 at 320 bus. That's actually really good. Memory bandwidth is see, the bandwidth is still kind of about the same, on par. Honestly, let's be honest, the wireless modem and shit they put in these consoles really don't matter unless you've got good internet. If you've got good internet, that great fucking modem in your system isn't going to mean shit. The storage, it only has a terabyte, which is, but it's NVMe. Oh shit, so they really upgraded it, because last time it was just SSD. So NVMe is actually probably the fastest memory sticks that you can get for a console. Or, well, for anything, even for PC, it's the best memory you can get. It's a little pricier, which probably is why this system is going to be costing so much. And we'll go over that in a minute as to how much and why it's costing so much. Well, I'm basically telling you why it's costing so much right now. But it does have a 1 terabyte expansion card. Okay, that's cool. So you got 2 terabytes right out the gate with it. It's got a really small raw memory in it. They've upgraded to the USB 3.2, and it's true 4K UHD at 60 frames per second, up to 120 frames per second. So those of you that don't know, the Xbox One X can only do 60 frames per second at 4K. This is saying that it can do up to 120 at 4K.
Well, yeah, and it goes on to say, something about 8K after. But one of the things about this, you're going over these specs, and everything seems to be really badass. We should have expected this from Microsoft, because honestly, in comparison to the PS4, the Xbox One got its ass kicked in performance. We had the backwards compatibility and everything like that, which PS4 did not have. So that was cool, but one of the things they really needed to do was step up their game. In this console, it appears that they did it, because compared to the PS5, when you start talking the specs, the Xbox right now that's a first win. And if you're going to talk about multiple categories, and then a win-loss per category, and then a total wins right. All, that's a check mark for them. On the spec side. Xbox has now got a superior system.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Aspect.
Yes, in that aspect. And I absolutely totally agree with that. The difference between the PS5 here, let's get the PS5. So I've got this article that compares the two. Actually, I think this is the very same article that you sent me, Kern, just from a different person. Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, probably.
So there have been some pretty serious comparisons between the two of them, and let's be honest, the Microsoft and Sony have been at war with their consoles ever since the very first Xbox came out. Microsoft wanted to jump into the console scene because PlayStation already had their PlayStation out, if I remember correctly. PlayStation came out with theirs first. And they were out for a few years, actually, before Xbox came out with their original system, which was absolutely amazing. And the Xbox upgrades every single time is like night and fucking day. Every single time the Xbox has upgraded their system, it's been a night and day change. PlayStation didn't really start out too strong. It wasn't really a night and day change as they upgraded their systems until they got the PS4. I mean, the PS3 was, I guess, a slight upgrade from the PS Slim or PS2 Slim or whatever it was. But really where they came in hard was with the PS4. And the PS4 was actually pretty good. Honestly, the dopest PlayStation I've ever seen was the Batman Arkham Knight edition. I actually had it. It was all gray, and it had Batman etched into the framework of it in black. It was absolutely amazing. But that was really what set PlayStation up with Xbox. But then Xbox, like I said, each system they've come out with has been just on a whole nother fucking level.
Right. Yeah, and going down into some of the performance specs, so when you look at that side by side comparison that you were talking about, it's got a lot of similarities, but it's got some key differences, and some of that is when you start talking about processor and everything like that. When you're looking at the specs, it says to be determined for PS5. So it's like either they're keeping it a secret, maybe they got some alien freaking technology that they're dropping at the last minute.
Like, why are we keeping this a secret? Xbox came straight out with it, or Microsoft came straight out with the specs on the Xbox Series X. Just boom, all of it right there. I literally just read it all to you word for word what the specs were going to be for it. And that brings me to the price point on it. It is going to be $599. Straight out the gate, $500. It's, you know what I mean? You're dropping 6 stacks right away. Which, I mean, I'm going to be totally honest. That's my birthday month. I'm doing a 24-hour stream, so I'm treating myself. I'm getting the Xbox. Not only is it it is a big day. I'll be 40 years old in November this year, so I'll be the big 4-0.
Well, and $600 is quite a bit, and the thing about it is what you really got to think about is the seriousness of the system that they've gone to with this, and hopefully it all performs, when it comes out of the box.
Absolutely.
It's just like computers. You go for the biggest, baddest computer that's on the market. You're not getting a $500, an $800, even a $1,200 computer. You're spending $2K plus and upwards to $2,500, $3K. For that badass primo freaking deal. So when we're talking about something that should be the primo console that's ever hit the shelves, I mean, we got to expect it to have a little bit higher price tag.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So I mean, with Xbox, the only system that ever came out higher priced than any of the others, because Xbox's system, every single one of them that have come out, was like $399. Every single one of them, and then they came out with the Series X. Or not the Series X, the One X, and it jumped up to $499. Which, I mean, I didn't get it right when it first came out. I waited like a year because with every single Xbox that has come out, there has been some kind of kink that needed to be worked out.
Right.
But that's with any of them. But one of the things with Xbox that I've seen, they're really good about having a backup plan when something fails. They fix it. PlayStation's network, I don't know how it's going to be on the new PS5, but I've played on the PlayStation 4 network, and it's not great. I don't like it. It's slow. It lags out a lot.
Free.
That's true.
Free and so, but where PlayStation tries to make up for it is in additional sales. So that's why they pay the money up front for certain games to get the unique skins only for PS4 users, or they get the update a week and a half earlier than Xbox users, or whatever kind of crap like that, and it's not just in Call of Duty games, it's in a lot of different games. So, that's, I think, where they're making up for it. I still think that, Xbox overall online is better, but, that's just,
Yeah,
I'm
and you know what?
biased.
I could, exactly. I was going to say that. We could just be a little biased. I can say that I've played the PlayStation. I've played every one of the PlayStations. And I was a huge PlayStation person up until I played Fable on the original Xbox. And that game is what got me hooked on Xbox. Ever since then... Huh?
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, the only time I ever bought a PlayStation was when PlayStation 2 was the only system that had Guitar Hero. So I was like, I wanted to play Guitar Hero, so that's only reason why I even bought a PS2. And that's the only PlayStation I ever bought. It was only for Guitar Hero, and then, of course, it eventually came out for Xbox, and then, after that. But that's the only time I ever bought a PlayStation, because there were certain features within the Xbox that I liked better. And it wasn't speed-based, it was just some of the conveniences. So like in the very first Xbox that I bought, one of the cool things is I used to play Project Gotham Racing. I could import my own song list onto the hard drive and play it, while I was playing the game. And that was something that at the time, PlayStation didn't offer. So it was little features like that I thought were cool that, PlayStation may have outperformed, but it was these little unique kind of I don't know, perks, if you want to say that sold me to Xbox.
Right. All right, sorry guys, I've been looking at all these articles and totally ignoring chat. And thank you, Mrs. Cross. I appreciate that. My TikTok is still really new. Some of these questions we actually answered, and I didn't even realize you asked them that, guys. Sorry about that. And yes, everybody, the free network on PlayStation is just terrible. You got down to SingStar on hardcore.
Said hi, Kern. Who's saying you're fucking hilarious on TikTok?
Gabby.
Oh, Mrs. Cross. Is she talking to you or talking to me?
Oh, she was talking about Kern. She was talking about you. You should be more specific.
Yeah, I do have a TikTok account.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I follow you on TikTok.
I dipped out. Yeah, I actually dipped off of it for almost a year and just recently started doing new content. And
oh, wow,
kind of got sidetracked, but yeah. So that's where that whole thing. Anyway, back to this thing. So, one of the things that people are talking about also on the Xbox versus the PS5 is they're saying that the PS5, they like the way it looks better. And this goes back to us talking about the hardware that they're putting in this system. When you have we're talking about the gaming PCs. When you have a gaming PC, about really the only thing that's cool about those now versus what happened 10 years ago is they've got plexiglass doors with LEDs in them. They're still a basic box with fans, and that's what Xbox did with this. They basically put a giant fan on the top of that to help with this heat, which some of the Xboxes, that was the red ring of death or whatever it was called at the time. They were overheating because their fan system, the design was poor for airflow. And so, on that side, I think it's a win for, in that aspect. I think it's be more functional as far as cooling goes, but, at the same time. And then also on, they've made some different ads. So the controller for Xbox is going to be a little bit smaller than what it is now. But it's going to have backwards compatibility, so it's actually going to be able to connect one of your other systems, your Xbox systems. And then PS5 is now trying to get into that backwards compatibility game. Xbox is still going to continue on with that, but they're, now Sony's wanting to get into it. But also with Xbox, you get the Game Pass. Now, I don't know if they're going to offer something like that on PS5 through their system, but anyway, so that's the cool thing about with the Xbox is you got backwards compatibility, but also you get this Game Pass where every once in a while you go download a cool game that you didn't want to buy at the time, but you find interesting now. Right.
I've always loved the Game Pass. I have the Game Pass Ultimate ever since they introduced the whole, where you can get Game Pass and Xbox Live for the low price of $15, which actually, if you think about it, really isn't that bad of a price because it's a $5 discount on a 1-month membership to Xbox Live because it's $10 a month, I think. Or no, I think it's $12.99 now a month for 1 month. And you're only paying $15 for Game Pass Ultimate. So, ultimately, you're only paying $5 for Xbox Live.
Right. Yeah, I like some of those features. But
has anybody seen the new features on the Xbox itself with the new update? Sorry, it's a little off track right there. We are talking about Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah. But overall, the ratings that I'm seeing with the different people that's had opportunities to really dig deep into the comparisons, they're giving the overall win to Xbox, and I think the big thing on that is the system. Like I said, PS4 was a better system, but it didn't have the backwards compatibility and it didn't have some of the other features that Xbox had. And now Microsoft's coming out swinging on this console game, and so unless you just have the diehard PS4 or PS users, there may be some that get converted over to Xbox.
Right. Yep. I definitely. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Xbox definitely gets the overall win. I mean, I will always be probably pretty biased to the Xbox because I love the way their controllers feel. I love their Elite controllers. For those of you that don't know, the Elite controller is fucking amazing. I've had all three of them, to be honest with you. I had the original Elite, the white limited edition Elite, and I now have the Elite Series 2. My wife uses the regular Elite, and I love the way their controller looks. Like, let's get into that right there real quick. The way these two systems look is wonderful. And by wonderful, I mean hilarious. Because you've got one, the Xbox, that looks like a mini fridge. That you could keep like 3 sodas
You know what
in.
it looks like? It looks like a bigger version of one of the stones off the Fifth Element. I mean, they should
right,
put
it
some
does!
waves
Oh my god, I never even... It totally does!
Yeah, it looks like a bigger version of one of those. So
Earth,
you should get
air, water, Xbox.
4 Xboxes. Yeah, you can get 4 of them and then all do a scheme for each of those elements.
Right, that would be dope. It totally does look like the fucking stones from the Fifth Element. That's fucking awesome. But their controller, Mrs. Cross says multi-pass.
She knows it's a multi-pass.
Yep. I like that they kept the controller generally the same style as the other controllers, because that's one of the big things I like about the Xbox is the positioning of the sticks, where the D-pad is. Like, I like the variation that they have. And then with the Elite, you've got the paddles on the bottom. The PlayStation, I can't stand the thumbsticks being right next to each other. I feel like my whole hand is offset. It sucks.
Right. Well, and the thing is that they didn't really make big leaps and bounds changes in the actual controller itself, other than responses, like in the D-pads and stuff like that. The Xbox controller is a little bit smaller than the current Xbox controller, but not by much. One big thing that Xbox did that is different is they have a... I'm trying to remember what it is. But they have a button where you can share. So, like, Sony introduced it in a PS4 with the DualShock 4 controller. And so that had that share button where you could share content with friends. And that's what the Xbox controller now has. So there's not big leaps and bounds there as far as the stick layout, but that's kind of big for Xbox. Now they've kind of stolen something from PlayStation and utilized it. And I guess, they did their marketing and they probably thought, well, that's one of the big things that people like about it, so let's add it to our controller.
Right. And now for the PlayStation. In my opinion, it looks like a fucking huge router. Mrs. Cross says it looks like the Pope's hat.
I don't know what it looks like to me. I'm just curious, can it? Because I know the Xbox can be vertical or lay down. Is that still the option for?
I know, right? It still looks like you will. It looks like you will have to stand it up, like it has to stand upright. Which I guess, in hindsight, like, it's going to take up less space unless you've got shelves that are just not tall enough for it to go into.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But, I mean, the way that it looks, I think it looks a little bit more sleek than the Xbox does. The Xbox just looks like a brick. And I do definitely like the color. I like that it's all white. I mean, I could do without the blue center, but, PlayStation's color's always been blue, so I understand. Yeah. But, I mean, I do kind of like the design of it compared to the Xbox, because, like I said, it just looks like Kern said, it looks like a fucking Fifth Element stone, which is literally just a brick.
Yeah, it's basic, and but also, like I said, I think they just took a page out of, like, CPUs. I mean, not CPUs, desktop computers, gaming computers especially, and they just was like, why does this, let's make this thing function and keep it cool. Why do we need to have this freaking crazy looking, deal that may limit, airflow or anything like that, and so
I mean, and if you look at the top of the thing,
that's why they did it, but it makes sense that they would do it this way.
They have an all black one that looks pretty cool. An all black what? Oh, does it, Mrs. Cross? Okay, so Mrs. Cross is doing a little bit of research while we're sitting here bullshitting. And she says it does look like the PlayStation can be laid down. And she says that they have an all-black PS5 that looks pretty dope. Which, okay, alright, all-black one. I mean, I've been wanting to get a PlayStation for Final Fantasy VII. They still haven't announced if they're going to release that for any other console yet.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. Talking about backwards compatibility. So PlayStation's getting in that game, but they're not fully in that game.
Right, like Xbox has been.
That backwards compatibility is only for like the top 100 games. So where you have backwards compatibility and you can play like any 360 game or whatever, moving up, doesn't matter. They're limiting it on PlayStation. So it's basically right now they're only going to allow certain games. They're not going to open it up for like the whole entire,
right, they're all of their, So, okay, so PlayStation does have a similar option like that on their system. When I had my PlayStation, I forget what it was called, but they did have something, but it only had like 100 games on it from PS1 to PS3. And you could only play those games. Like, it had the old Twisted Metal on there. I don't know if you ever played that. That was like one of my favorite games on.
That was with the clown, the
ice cream truck, and you crash cars. Yeah, blow each other up. Yeah, fucking Sweet Tooth was my favorite one. I would always drive around in the little fucking clown in the ice cream truck and blow people up. Right. Dude, it was fucking dope. But they do have something similar to that, but it's nowhere near as vast as what Xbox has done. Xbox still hasn't brought all of their previous games into backwards compatibility, but they have, I would say, probably 75% of all their old games have been brought to Xbox One. So their backwards compatibility is definitely on a way different level than PlayStation has. And I think it's because PlayStation, if you notice, like when they come out, they're cranking out fucking games. Like they're cranking out games quick. Xbox takes their time bringing games out. You know what I mean? Because they don't have to worry about fucking cranking shit out to keep people interested.
Well, and that's one of the big strong points with PlayStation is the games. Some of the exclusive games for Xbox, include like Halo Infinite, Dirt 5, Yakuza Like a Dragon, so forth and so on. And, but PlayStation is getting their hands on like some really cool stuff. And, some of their ones like, Horizon Forbidden West or Spider-Man Miles Morales or, stuff like that, that they're getting in, and they're
getting exclusives
indie games in too. They joined various they're getting various indie games in that are actually pretty well made, like Little Devil Inside and Bug Snacks and,
Right. Well, I mean, like PlayStation swooped up, like, the rights to Call of Duty now. They get, like, all the first releases and shit go to PlayStation now. If you remember, up until, like, Infinite Warfare, it was all on fucking Xbox. Xbox had exclusive rights to all first releases. Like, we always got it first.
Yeah.
And now PlayStation jumped in and fucking snatched it up.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things is that, on that end, PS or PlayStation, I should say, has really done a good job at acquiring some really good titles. And there was a couple of times, man, I almost bought a PlayStation 4 just to play a couple of those titles because they were exclusive to PlayStation.
God of War is a perfect example of that. God of War is an amazing fucking game.
So, hats off to them. I don't know, what Xbox games there are that were exclusive Xbox games, but I don't. Was Gears of War exclusive Xbox, or was that also?
Yes,
PlayStation?
I do believe. No, I believe Gears of War is only on Xbox.
So that might be one. Maybe Halo. At the time.
Halo still is only on Xbox. It hasn't branched off into other systems. Yeah, no, it's still Microsoft. Because Halo is made by, it's made by Bungie, which is owned by Microsoft. Or was. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know who's buying who now.
Right. 360.
I mean,
That's actually
overall,
not true. Hang on one second, Kern. That's actually not true, Quick, because on my Xbox, when I go in and look at the backwards compatible games, there are a few original Xbox games that you can play on the Xbox One. There isn't many of them, but there are a few. I have one, actually. It's called, oh my god, it's a flying game. I can't remember the name of it. You're like an air pirate and shit. It's actually pretty dope.
An air pirate?
Yeah, you like fly around in these like makeshift biplanes that you build yourself from parts that you scrounge up all over the fucking place. And you take down like other air pirates and rob them because they're like after you and out to get you. I can't remember.
Man, I know what game you're
Crimson
talking about.
Skies. Crimson Skies
Yeah.
is the
There it is.
fucking game was absolutely amazing. Mine's only 360 backwards. Really? Yeah, no, I've got a couple of actual original Xbox games on my Xbox One.
So I think we're in agreement that the win goes to Xbox. So more than likely, that's what I'm going to buy whenever it does come out.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely probably going to be getting. I mean, I'm definitely going to be getting the Series X for sure.
Right.
And now, for what most of you have been waiting for, the bullshit going on with fucking Call of Duty right now. Who in chat plays Call of Duty? Let's get a show of hands right now. Who's in Call of Duty and who's tired of the bullshit?
I don't see no hands.
What'd you say?
I was like, I don't see no hands.
Right.
Bueller.
It's just
Bueller.
So. For those of you that don't know, first of all, there have been so many cheaters caught in fucking COD in like the last month. Seriously, like the last month. They've caught so many cheaters. Streamers as well. Like people caught on stream using aimbots and shit like that. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. It really is.
So going back to when we first started, I played Counter-Strike and beta and then 1.5,
Right.
1.6, so forth and so on. So we actually had some servers that were called Texas Chaos gaming servers, and we had some Counter-Strike servers. And so I used to know these admins with Cal Cyber Athletic League, and I would network with them, and I started asking them about how to spot hackers. And so ultimately, what you did is you had to literally download the hack onto your system, and then you could spec somebody, and then you could, as you're specking them, you could activate your hack, and then you could see everything that they were seeing. So if they were aimbotting, if they were looking at somebody through a wall and tracking them all the way through the wall, or if they were aimbotting or something like that, you could spot that. And they were like, that's how you catch a hacker. They were like, this is how you do it. If you want to keep your servers clean, you do that, and you monitor it, and you police it, and then, you just ban people. So people have been freaking hacking forever. And especially now that, this is cross-platform with PCs, I think they, like, early on, they banned, like, 500,000 freaking PC users or some kind of ridiculous shit.
There was a lot of PC users that got banned because they got... But, I mean, I love the fact that they introduced the fucking cross-platforming. That is absolutely amazing. But, yes, what they did when they did that is they opened up a whole new world for PC gamers.
Well, yeah, because in PC, I know you got these guys that are on Xbox that use these lag switches, or they use these freaking controllers that are basically modded controllers, everything like that. But with PC, the thing about PC is that you have like multiple like hacks out there for like the same game. It's kind of like deciding which wash you want to get when you go to the car wash. Do you want to get the wax, or you just want to do the basic, or you want to do the one in between? That's what it is with these hacks, And so they can look at the best hacks out there, and they upload them or download them to their computer, and then activate them in game or whatever. And some of them have a toggle where you can turn them on and turn them off, so that if you are aimbotting, you can toggle it and kill that freaking hack, so that it's back to regular. So, if somebody does suspect you and all, and it's kind of funny, too, because back in the day, you'd see somebody hacking, and they'd be just aimbotting like a motherfucker. And then I'd call them out, I'd call them out on the server. You know,
Right.
because I was admin on the server, so I just type it in the freaking overall chat, and then it's so funny. All of a sudden, they start doing shitty. Like they couldn't get a kill to save their life. It's like the minute I freaking
That's because they were, dude. I remember how many.
It's like, you know, like,
I remember how many kids we used to catch fucking aimbotting back when we played like Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. Like, oh my god, have you? So just this is totally off topic, but has anybody gone back and tried to play Black Ops 1 or 2 in the last year?
Not me.
I did. Both of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
How'd that go? So many hackers now, right?
Fucking terrible. You remember how good we were, right, bro? Like, we tore that shit up. Bro, I couldn't get a kill. Everybody was like in God mode and invisible.
Oh yeah.
It was
I don't know if it was within the last year or so, but I did go into like a Black Ops 2 server, and it was insane. Like these people were calling in like all these freaking care packages, like one after the other. It was like some crazy crap that you see on GTA, you know, where they have those hack servers and crap like that, and it was just ridiculous.
Right. Hang on one second.
Yeah, exactly, Quizzy. It's just hackers now. I mean,
and the reason why it's so overrun with hackers is because the devs aren't going to monitor it anymore.
You know, that's such an old game to them that
they don't need to spend any money on that game than what they already have invested in it. So they're not going to monitor it the way that they do now, like with the new Modern Warfare. 10 years from now, this Modern Warfare game that we're in right now, they will be monitoring it, and there'll be hackers running rampant, just like in you know, Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 2.
Right. Sorry, you guys lost Kern for a second there. That was my bad. I had to take that stupid earpiece off that I was trying to use for this.
Oh,
Because
well,
it kept breaking up really bad.
I think I said some real educational shit, so good job on that for fucking your fans over.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We'll do this better next time. I promise. I even have a display set up so that we could show you certain things if we needed to. But I'm really trying to avoid using it because if I use it, it's going to cover up Kern's face.
Oh, no, we can't cover this up.
Right? You got to keep the beautiful. You got to keep it. This is what's bringing you guys in.
It's the money.
It's the money. It's the money. Hydrate? All right, hold on. I'm just getting my beer ready. Oh, you know what I didn't do, though? You could hear him. Oh, okay, he could hear you. So.
Ooh. Sorry about that noise that just happened.
Sorry about that noise that just happened. Hold on, I gotta turn it on, guys.
When I do drink, I also drink water too. I'm glad Mrs. Cross said hydrate.
All right, there you go. I activated it.
No, she didn't say that. It says redeem hydrate.
So what it is?
Starkill redeemed hydrate. Okay, so never mind.
So what it is I have these things called cross points set up in my channel that my fans, for however long they're in my channel or following or donating, or there's a bunch of different ways that you can get cross points. And one of them is for 100 cross points, you're telling me to hydrate. You're telling me to fucking drink something. So I also have an adult hydration button to make me drink when I'm drinking.
Right. So back to this fucking game.
Right, this fucking game.
So like I actually like have a couple of notes on a notepad here.
Oh,
but
shit,
also
I
have some shit that I looked up. So let me bring this up if I can find it. And I know you've heard me say this before, is I sum up the problem with Call of Duty Modern Warfare in one sentence, and that is the only multiplayer game that I have ever owned that lags in the main menu.
Right, it does, and that is legit there.
That sums it up, because it's like if
you're
it
absolutely
starts
right.
There,
that is so fucking.
If it
that
starts
is like
there,
the
it's only going to be worse as you go deeper.
That's definitely like the realest statement ever, dude, ever.
Right. And so, what are the... Man, I mean, there's so many freaking problems. But one of the other things is
the lag in their
server.
server. Ever since
The servers are garbage, and I think that is what causes a lot of my lag issues. Because, like, first of all, when I'm downloading one of their freaking ridiculously massive freaking updates, I get like a 1 freaking megabyte or like a 10 megabyte download speed, and it shows it's going to take 9 hours to freaking download. But I go download, like just recently, I re-downloaded Destiny 2 because I had uninstalled it.
Right.
I was getting like 150 or 135 megabytes a second. So I know it's not my internet; it's those freaking shitty servers.
Right.
And so I don't know. One of the things that I talked about how we ran game servers back in the day,
right,
with Counter-Strike and everything like that. So one of the things that we did is we had maps that we would get people, like we networked with map builders, and we would get their maps and we would do a play test on them, and if we liked them, we'd put them on the server. Well, if you were joining that server and you didn't have that map, it would download it automatically for you. Well, what we did is we had an alternate server that it would download off of so that it wouldn't affect the gameplay on the actual gaming server that people are connected to playing. Right. And I don't know if they do that with their servers or if it comes all off the same. I have no idea. But I know that every time there's an update, that week is a clusterfuck. Not only just downloading, but freaking gaming, everything, man. You're getting disconnected all the freaking time. You can't get connected, you know, whatever. And it's just like,
I guess
I'm playing fucking Rocket League now, motherfuckers, because I can't freaking work on this freaking shit that I want to work on because your freaking jank-ass freaking servers keep kicking me out. You know?
Yeah,
so,
dude, I mean, I don't know how many times it's been where I'll jump online, and I always do... where I'll check my friends list to see who's online, because that typically will determine what game I'm going to play. Like, if I jump on and I see you online, I'll invite you to a party. If you're down to play, then I know I'm playing Call of Duty. If my brother jumps online, I'll invite him to a party, and if he's wanting to play, I know I'm playing Fortnite. You know what I mean? So certain people I play with, I know I'm going to be playing a specific game. So I'll always fucking... look at my friends list. Oh, Kern's playing Call of Duty, and I'll try to get into the servers before inviting you, and more often than not, I'll get some dumbass error code that says, like, the servers are down for maintenance, you're in a queue for, like, 5 minutes, and then at the end of the 5 minutes, it'll reset to 15 minutes, and then at the end of the 15 minutes, it'll reset to 45 minutes, and it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Right. And I don't know what the deal. I mean, I don't know what the freaking size is right now. I looked it up the other day, and I can't remember if it was over 150 or if it was over 200 gigabytes that this game is taking up on my freaking hard drive, on my freaking game drive. And I know on PC, I've seen people say it's 227 gigabytes is what it's currently taken up on PC.
The file size on PC? Okay.
Yeah, and so I know it's up there around the 200 mark on Xbox or somewhere around there because I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, that's a quarter of my freaking terabyte. Right. You know, and it's like that's just a ridiculous freaking size game. You know,
that's why. So when I first got my Xbox, I had to get me an external hard drive because I had way too many games that I enjoyed playing, and I wasn't about to be like, oh shit, well, which one do I want to delete? So I could download this one and play this one for a week and then get bored of it and re-download the other one and delete this one. So, excuse me. So I had to upgrade. And at first, the first thing I did was I got myself a 4 terabyte Xbox external hard drive. Because when they first came out, they made a specific hard drive. Well, I mean, I wouldn't really call it specific because I'm using it in my PC now. But it says Microsoft. It's green and black. It's got the Xbox stamp on it. You know what I mean? So I got that. And it definitely expanded the memory, and it was good until fucking Call of Duty. That takes like fucking 300 gigs of space on a hard drive.
I know, right? You're talking about all those games that you have, but that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one freaking game.
Yeah.
You know, it's
so,
like, you know,
I had to upgrade again. But, I mean, Call of Duty isn't the only one. I mean, it's probably definitely one of the biggest ones. But
it's the biggest hog for sure.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely the biggest cop. But I'm talking about, like, of all the games out right now and all the sizes, it's definitely in the top 5 of having the biggest fucking files for their game. Because there are other games that have huge fucking files that take up a lot of room. So
Yeah,
I recently had to upgrade to an 8 terabyte hard drive, so that way I can have all these games installed on my fucking Xbox.
Right. But yeah, this is the biggest game I have on Xbox. So
Oh yeah, it's COD right now is the biggest one I have.
Part of the problems is that as they were fixing issues, they were coming up with updates,
right?
And those updates were supposed to actually replace files, and so some of those updates. So like if you had let's say you had a 30 gigabyte update, that update was supposed to actually reduce a lot of replacements and reduce file sizes within there, and it wasn't doing it.
No, it
just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and so it wasn't actually getting a balance in there to where it was like, okay, we know we hogged up your freaking space, but we got all these updates that are going to come in, and it's gonna kind of like bring it down a little bit and make everything better. It didn't seem like it did that, and that's one of the biggest complaints that I've seen doing my research, where people are talking about that freaking hog of a freaking storage space is what this game's taking up.
Right.
Especially for one that doesn't have like a solid freaking campaign. So
yes, that's true. Like, oh god, what was the last one that came out that didn't have a campaign at all?
I don't know. Was it 4? Black Ops 4?
Yes, Black Ops 4. And I was so looking forward to a campaign on that. What's that?
It really didn't have a campaign?
No, it didn't have a fucking campaign. One of the last... It was either 3 or 4, one of the two.
I thought it was 4, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was 4, actually. Yeah, no, it was 4, because 3 did. Yeah, see, Quick is saying Black Ops 4 also.
Yeah.
I swear to God, they better have a campaign in this new COD. They better have a fucking campaign.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it,
and
just because it's a Black Ops. It's a Black Ops one.
One of the other things and it's really in every freaking video game, it's not just freaking Modern Warfare, but it's the fucking toxic freaking trash talkers, man.
Oh my god!
On
every
this
Call
game.
of Duty ever, every call. But you know what, bro? You know what? Come on, you can't even deny it. We were among those trash talkers back in the day.
Well, no, but I usually talk trash after you fucking threw trash.
Right, that's true.
You threw trash my way, then I'll start talking trash after.
That's true.
And so it's like, the funny thing is that it's like, I say to him, I got 2 things I say to him. Is one, I'm like, wow, your life must really fucking suck to where you gotta freaking talk trash about a video game that you're not even getting fucking paid to play.
Right,
right. And it's like, how bad does your life suck that you gotta fucking like try to make somebody feel bad about losing a video game? Because honestly, I don't give a fuck. I lost, big deal. I'll win. I get my fair share of wins. I'm not that fucking worried about it. But the best is when it's the freaking winning team, and it's the bottom person on the winning team with like 1 or 2 kills. It's the fucking Jansport. It's the fucking Jansport of the team because he just got backpacked to a fucking win. And that's what I call these guys. My God. Every time that motherfucker gets on there and wants to talk shit, like, you guys suck. And he has like 1 or 2 kills. Bottom of his team,
13
and I'm like, dude, just change your fucking name to Jansport right now, dude, because you got backpacked like a motherfucker right there, dude.
Dude, those
you
guys
were
make
on
me
everybody
laugh
else's back
because they will jump in like right away, and they are always the first ones to start running their fucking mouth at the end of the match, like, "Oh, you guys got stomped. Look at you!" Like, bro,
right.
You have 4 kills and 17 deaths. Like, you got no room to fucking talk. Come on now, dude.
Right.
It's fucking
ridiculous. It's always that guy, man. It's always like, that's kind of the way. It's like a little chihuahua, man. You ever notice that? You got like a Rottweiler that's standing there. That's that guy takes care of fucking business. That Rottweiler's all like, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" And there's the little punk ass bitch chihuahua that's all like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! Fuck you! I'll fucking bite your goddamn fucking toe, motherfucker!" That's the mouthiest motherfucker that's on there, and that's the way that guy is on the bottom of that fucking team, dude. Yep. He's a fucking chihuahua. That's all he is, man.
Oh my god, that's fucking great.
Sorry, I kind of went off in the left fucking field. I took a left turn there.
No, it's fine.
But that's about my problems with that fucking game.
Yeah.
Summed up in a nutshell.
Definitely the lag issues. The lag issues on it, the non-connecting to servers, what, baby?
And the chihuahuas in backpacks.
Yeah, the chihuahuas in backpacks. Mine is the fucking... I don't like the system that they have to pair you up with people. I wish that whenever you're when you're playing randoms, like you're playing trios, but you've got just you, so you're playing with randoms. I wish that it would give you a list of randoms to choose from. That you could be like, okay, I want to play with this guy and I want to play with this guy. Because it seems when I do that, I always get stuck with the shittiest fucking people in the world. And I'm not going to say I'm fucking like so amazing at the game, because I'm really not. I've gotten one win in my entirety, or in the entirety of my career on Modern Warfare, and that was with you.
Yeah, but if they did that...
We almost had a second one today, because...
Yeah, almost.
Or was it today?
No, it was yesterday.
I got all distracted. Freaking got all distracted. That was my fault. Freaking...
Talking to the wifey?
Yeah, it was all like... All I heard was... This is what I saw, dude. I'm sitting here like this. I'm like, freaking playing a game. And then all of a sudden, she's like bending over like... And I'm like... I can't fucking hear you, you know? And I'm like... Because like, final circle, man. I'm moving. You know, it's not... I don't remember how many people were left.
There was you
I know
and two other people.
I don't... Was it two on that team? I don't fucking know. And
then
so I'm like, I can't hear you. I was like, hang on. And then she's like... And I'm like, fuck, what? You know, and she's like, I still can't hear. I'm like, God damn it. And I'm fucking trying to play, and then, I was just too fucking distracted.
Yeah, so it's we still got second. I mean, second's, the first loser, but...
Yeah. Well, we were the last loser in that case.
Right. What, babe?
You're irritated that we didn't get that victory, especially after all those dudes were in your channel talking shit.
Oh, I know. Fuck, me and Gabby were playing Fortnite earlier.
Especially
Story, I was in a hardcore team deathmatch in Modern Warfare 2020 on our team. Won, and he had 0 kills, and he said, "You suck at COD, leave the match, kid," and he was like 7 years old. Bro, that's most of the fucking kids on these games these days. They're just fucking 7-year-old keyboard cowboys. Like, I'm gonna be honest, most of these people on here that run their mouths wouldn't even fucking touch you in real life.
Oh, no, dude. I told you about that a long time ago, man. I was at Comic-Con, and they had a little tournament at Comic-Con that was a little Call of Duty. I don't remember which Call of Duty it was. And little gaming tournament they had, and I was sitting there, and it was like little tables, and people were on the other side, separated.
Right.
And this kid started freaking mouthing off like they do, And he kept doing it, and I was like, dude, I go, this is an Xbox Live, man. I'll fucking come over there and kick your fucking ass. Fucking one of the guys, he kind of was like, and one of the guys that was like I don't know what he was, man. Anyway, he came up and was like, "Oh, you need to calm down. You're gonna have to leave."
Like, we'll tell him to calm the fuck down.
You need to teach that kid some freaking sportsmanship.
Right.
I said, because I'm not gonna sit here and have it.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. We actually had a good session this time. We went a little bit longer than I expected us to. We covered all the topics except for Cold War, but we'll try to cover something on that in our next session once we can get more of the kinks worked out of this. Because there's a couple of things I need to work out.
The only thing I do want to say about Cold War is some of multiplayer got leaked from a streamer called Douglas or Douglas Roz, or however you say his name. Anyway, and now Activision or whoever's in charge of all that, they're trying to take down all the freaking videos of it so that nobody can see it. So there is a little clip out there of some multiplayer action on Cold War. You can look it up. It's a VIP scenario, so you escort the VIP to the either A or B extraction points.
Okay.
And check it out, see what you think, and then maybe we can talk about that on the next time.
Oh yeah, definitely. We could definitely check that out. Are you going to be doing any gaming tonight, or are you done?
I'm going to be jamming. I got my phone blowing up. 2 buddies wanting to come over and play some music, so
all right, buddy.
I'm going to be doing that.
Well, I'll let you get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for our first ever Crosstalk. My co-host, Mr. Kern the Nerd. Stay tuned. We will be back next Sunday at 7:30, I will say, because that actually gives me a safe amount of time to get my kids to bed.
Cool.
All right, Kern. I will see you later, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here with us.